Hello everyone and welcome to this week's Football Queensland edition of the Village Law SEQFC preview show. My name is Darren and those finals, they're getting closer. Can't wait for them. Let's have a chat about it. To join us for a chat this evening, we've got Lliam Parslow and Tony Jorkis. G'day gents.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening, lads. How are we? Good.
Good to have you both with us. Now we've got Adam Pace, who you've seen him at a ground because he goes to just about every game that is. He also does the Roar Review, which comes out on Sunday nights and is a wrap of MPL. You do a little bit of MPLW as well, don't you, Adam?
Yeah, or pretty much everything, MPL, FQPL. So it's more MPL we focus, but we go down the grades. So yeah.
Yeah. But you also do stuff with the Roar as well, yeah?
Yeah,
Obviously.
yeah. So we have the Sunday show at the moment, but also as well coming back, we've got our flagship show, which covers everything the Raw, A-League, and also as well the local stuff. So yeah, so get a bit of a plug in there.
Yeah, definitely. And, you know, we want people listening to everything that's out there at the moment. So The subs bench, listen to it. Raw Review, listen to it. This show, obviously, you know, take it or leave it. We'd still do it anyway. Now, we've got one more guest with us tonight. His name's Ryan Mooney. He was on the show a couple of weeks ago. He's the new coach. He used to be a referee, threw away the whistle, and he's now picked up the coaching, what are they called? Coaching folder thingy. And he's the coach at Samford now, anyway. G'day, Ryan.
Hey, Darren. How you guys?
Nick, you've got a folder, right? Your little folder that you can clipboard. That's the word.
Clipboard, that's the one. Yeah, and I've still kept the whistle. I still use that.
Kept the whistle. Good stuff.
And the red cards.
All right. Now, I'm going to start this show with a rant. Now, and I'm going to direct this rant at you. Yes, you. Now, hello. Hope you're going well. Your club? I like your club. I want the best for you and your club. Do you hear that? I want the best for you and your club. This show wants the best for you and your club. Now, your results, I don't care. I don't care if you win. I don't care if you lose. I care about your club and the players within your club being as great as they can be. I want them to be successful. I want your club to be successful. And that is every club across Southeast Queensland. That is why we do this show, to promote this game. Now, I run an All Abilities program on Saturday mornings at North Pine. Now, North Pine are the club that I do it out of. I run my sessions and all I want from the kids is to, 1, enjoy themselves, 2, have a smile at some point during the session, and 3, improve as the season goes on. I want the same thing for the players at your club. Having said that, if you win, great. If you lose, doesn't matter to me. I don't care. I'm not invested in the results of these competitions. I don't care who goes down. I don't care who goes up. If you're a well-run club, I'll support you. If I ask a favour and you accept that favour, you help me out, I will support you. If you slag me off, then I'll still support you. If you don't do what I ask you to do, if you don't help me out, I will still support your club. It doesn't matter. Now, where was I going with this? I had one more thing that I wanted to say. One more thing. Oh, man, I'm all fired up. I've lost my train of thought. What a shame. All right. So the point is, I don't care. That's it, agenda. I don't have an agenda. Now, except for really good players to be better and your club to be successful. Now, with all that, there's a couple of things that you need to bear in mind. If your club has money and your club invests that money in squad, you've got to accept that there are people out there that are going to be jealous of that fact. It just comes with the territory. If you're a club that doesn't have money, you've got to accept that you're probably not going to be as successful as the clubs that do have money. And teams at the bottom of the ladder tend to get a little bit of a slagging off. Doesn't mean we don't like you, but you get a little bit of a slagging off. It comes with the territory. I hope we've made that understood. I hope you've got that. We don't hate you. We love you. We've got nothing against you. And let's get on with the show. MPL. Peninsula Power steadied the ship on the weekend, guys. They were in all sorts. They had that win over Capalaba, still maintained that 1-point lead over Brisbane Roar with 2 games in hand. Adam, I'm going to come to you as the MPL expert, mate. Are the Peninsula Power going to hold on, or will Roar get over the top?
Oh, look, it comes down to this Saturday night. It's such a big game. I think Peninsula Power getting that last-minute goal and stoppage time, I think that may be enough because obviously with the 2 games that they've got, they're home and away against Gold Coast United, that's not an automatic 6 points as many people would think, especially if they have to go to Complex on a midweek. So it really is going to come down to this Saturday night. If Power can somehow get past Raw, then I'd say they're probably going to be the premiers. If not, it's then going to come down to those 2 games. But yeah, look, it's all on Saturday night, I'd say.
Massive go at AJ Kelly Saturday night, of course. Peninsula Power up against Brisbane Roar. Yeah, how do you see it going?
Look, I reckon it's going to be a tough one. At this stage, I'm probably still on the fence at the moment. Think maybe a draw. But look, the Roar are capable, and certainly I think that speaking to Chris Grossman after the game against Moreton Bay last week, this is a side that I think they'll back themselves to go into AJ Kelly Park and take all 3 points.
Tony, what do you think?
I think this is the best Roar youth team they've had in years. Power are struggling.
Hey, forget that years. What about ever? Is this the best Raw youth team
I don't
ever?
know. Well, I don't know how far back you want to go, but this could be their best team ever. Because normally, this time of the year, they lose half of their team and they go wherever they go. Yeah. This year, they managed to keep that squad together.
Certainly at this time of the year, it is the best Raw youth squad
That's
ever.
Right. Yeah. I reckon, and Power struggling, they got that goal in the 93rd minute on Saturday.
Yeah.
I reckon the Raw can beat them.
Yeah.
And like I said last week, whoever finishes 4th will beat Power anyway. That's my opinion, of course, and I'm not going to AJ Kelly Park this week.
All right. Looking at the other fixtures, Sunny Coast Wanderers up against Gold Coast Knights. A coast clash. I love a coast clash. Gold Coast United up against Magpies. Olympic taking on Redlands. Easts, Capalaba. Lions against Strikers. Geez, 5 years ago, that would have been a blue ribbon fixture, wouldn't it? Moreton Bay up against Logan Lightning.
And Gold Coast, the derby between Knights and Sunny Coast is a good one.
Yeah, so Adam, give us your take on the competition this year, mate.
Oh, look, I think it's been great. I think you've had 7 teams at least fighting for 4 spots. Even though Power sort of stole a march on them, I think now they're coming back. But this race from 2nd to 7th is probably one of the best. In obviously certainly in living memory. Obviously for the past couple of years, it's been pretty much exclusive domain of the top 4 sides, especially since Lions came into the competition and Gold Coast Knights. So it really is now a case of with Brisbane Roar seem to take the competition seriously, and as Tony said, this is I agree with him. This is probably the best Raw side that they've put together, and I think in the last couple of years through Jake Goodchip and now Chris Grossman, look, they are certainly contenders, and they play some good football. So, but yeah, right down the board. And I wouldn't discount Lions either. They since the break, they've pretty much been the form team. So even though they were looking very, very shaky before the break, all of a sudden they're sitting in the top 4 and they're even shooting for higher.
Who do you think will miss out?
Of the 7, I think Moreton Bay probably that loss the Roar's going to hurt them. I think Sunshine Coast Wanderers, probably they're going to probably finish 1 win short. And then, a toss-up between Lions and Olympic. It's going to come to that game 2 weeks' time. Whoever loses that, I think, will miss out.
On this show,
also have to go to Sunny Coast.
On this show, Adam, we said that Olympic were the favourites for this competition. Was that your thinking going into the season?
Yeah, absolutely. I thought they would be up there. So I can't remember my predictions that we did on our show, but I certainly had them up there. A few too many draws for them, I think, against sides that they shouldn't be dropping points is what's going to cost them.
Start of the season hurt them. They didn't for Olympic. They just had a shocking start. The Lions mid-season weren't looking that crash hot. They've kind of come on with a bit of a wet sail. But the Wanderers, I think, have been a good team as well this season. Though I don't think anyone predicted them to be as high as they are now. But I have to commend Mr. Panisi. He said at the start of the season, he said, "Watch out for this Roar squad." He said that it will be one to watch, and certainly he was absolutely correct.
I approached Paul Arneson, coach of Sunny Coast Wanderers, to be on the show tonight. He was busy tonight. He said he'll be on the show in future weeks if they make the semis. So we're going to hold him to that.
Go Wanderers.
They've got to get fourth. They've got to get fourth.
I think the winner of that game between the Knights and the Wanderers will make it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's always the problem with Knights as well about would they run out of points because obviously they've played more than anyone else and which left them open. So I think this game is a vital game. But just on Sunshine Coast Wanderers, look, no matter what happens, even if they were to lose their last 3-4 games, it's been a tremendous season for them. I think Paul Arneson needs to be commended for the way he's put this side together because I don't think anyone. I spoke to Paul during our season previous start season, and he was happy with mid-table. So to be in with a month to go to be a legitimate semi-final contender, look, I think that has to be commended.
Absolutely, yep.
Let's turn our attentions now to the bottom of the ladder. What do you, Capalaba survived again? They seem to always do that by the skin of their teeth, don't they? But Redlands, Magpies, and Strikers going down.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I look. Redlands have been there or abouts the last 2 or 3 seasons, and I think their luck's finally run out. And I think it's time for them to go down now. I think they were just holding on towards the end of last season, and it's just finally caught up with them.
Any surprises for you there, Adam?
Look, not really. I thought maybe Capalaba would have been the team to go down instead of Strikers. Strikers sort of deterioration has just been even though we knew it was going to happen. I didn't think it would get this bad. Where basically the 2-time premiers are going down, But yeah, and I think Magpies, you always thought their luck was also going to run out, especially in this sort of COVID era. I think, and obviously rumours about their even survival with the new competition reforms for future years and whatnot. I think also that might have really sort of got to the point where now they're pretty much. I'm not going to say given up, but I think it was always going to be a forlorn hope for them. But I think with Capalaba, I think that win against Lions early in the season in that monsoon rain, I think that might actually be the turning point for them. So I think that might be the thing that actually going to make them safe.
All right. What about Logan Lightning's performances this season? They're in 10th place on 22 points. Are you expecting more from them?
No, I think about where they are now is probably about where I'd expected them to be. Yep.
Yeah. What do you think, Adam?
Look, I think for them survival after coming up from FQPL last year, I think survival was going to be the main thing. So they got that. I think there are a couple of quality players short of really challenging the top teams. So we'll see what happens next season.
I think their challenge, you're right, Adam, was just to try and stay up and just not just go straight back down again and do a Norwich.
And I also note, looking at the ladder, that Easts have found their mid-table obscurity. So I think they've sort of jumped that extra increment as well after sort of being in a little bit of danger last season as well.
East are a very funny team as far as their results go, because they've got some big scalps in Olympic and Gold Coast Knights. But then if they've lost some games they probably shouldn't have. So, but again, I think they're probably the most enigmatic team of the league. But again, mid-table for them. I think that's probably a pass mark for them.
Enigmatic. That's the perfect description.
Enigmatic.
Right.
I can't even say it. Enigmatic.
Enigmatic.
Like egg on face more than enigmatic.
Yeah, something like that. Olympic have not beaten East once this year.
That's it.
Oh, did they lose them twice? Both?
They lost 3-2 and they drew the second game.
Oh, there you go.
All right, let's turn our attentions now to the FQPL. We'll do the Women's League afterwards. We don't have any guests for that competition, so we'll do the women at the end. We've got to get to Ryan soon. So let's get to the FQPL. Brisbane City, obviously, best team all season. Now, they were playing Southwest Queensland Thunder. Is that right, Tony?
Yes, they were. And I'm just checking the score.
It was 2-2. Is that right? At some
It was
stage?
2 after 28 minutes, and it was 5-2 after 70. It's finished 7-2.
It's gone full. Yeah.
7-2.
Yeah, you go, Adam. You're probably looking at the same thing I am.
I was going to say, it's gone full time 7-2 Brisbane City. So that's they're one win away from perfection.
They had a second half blitz. They did. They had 49th, 53rd, 75th, and 77th goals they got.
There you go.
I think they're actually down 2-1 at one point, City.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Adam, I'll get your take on the FQPL before I bring the other guys in.
Yep. FQPL 1 City. 300 days from the time they went down till the time they've gone back up. I think it was probably the kick in the butt they needed as a club to go down, suffer that sort of, let's call it humiliation, because the turnaround that club, just knowing on the pitch, and obviously they've had all the money, that's burned to put together what is an MPL standard club squad. But just the sort of feeling around the club as well. I think they sort of not taking status in the top division as as for granted as they once would have. So it's good to see them back, and they're obviously going to be shooting to obviously stay up there next season. But they've been the benchmark from the first minute right through now.
I think the big coaching effort this season is the Sunshine Coast Fire to stay up.
Yeah.
They're in all sorts at the halfway point, but they've managed to dig it out and currently in 7th place.
Yeah,
I thought. Sorry.
Oh, I was just going to say, they had some good results at the right time. I know that when they just before the COVID break, they had a few crucial draws that just kept the points ticking along for them, and they've done enough just to stay up, and I guess they got to go on to next season now. See where they go.
Adam, you got a word there?
Oh, sorry. I was just saying, if anything of outside of Brisbane City, Southside Eagles, actually the ones I thought they were going to finish 11th, and they'll go on FQPL2. But the fact they'll be able to turn it around, and they'll finish, I think they'll finish probably 6th. I think they'll finish after this round of games. I think that's actually been a fantastic effort from them. So, Wolves going down, which. It's after last season, but they've pretty much had half their side ripped away, So, and obviously they haven't recovered.
Did you want to talk about that prediction there, Darren, with Wolves?
Yes.
In any competition, they are the flops of the year.
But yes, back to Southside Eagles. Great coaching effort there from Claude Capelli. Well done to him after moving over from Toowong. And I hear whispers that they might be splashing a bit of cash next season. So
Well,
if you're a striker, there you go. It could be a destination for you.
They had an okay second half of the season, Eagles, didn't they? They they did. They got a few surprising results there as well, and they should be quite happy with how things went. I mean, yeah.
All right, let's have a quick look at this weekend's fixtures. So Brisbane City up against Western Pride, Holland Park taking on Rochdale, Souths taking on Southside Eagles, Ipswich Knights hosting Sunshine Coast Fire, Wynnum Wolves up against Southwest Queensland Thunder. I should mention Mel Wilkes from Sunshine Coast Fire, the technical director, copped a bit of flack on our page this week. I don't know if you guys have been across that, but we're going to get him on the show next week and he can defend those accusations that were levelled against him. Anyway, let's move on to FQPL2, shall we? Ryan, let's bring you into the chat.
Yes, I'm back. All good.
Mate, we got you on the show a few weeks ago, about a month, and things have gone great guns for you ever since. I don't think you've lost a game, have you?
No, we had a bit of a slip up against Virginia, but since then we've beat Taringa, drew with Grange away and drew with North Star. So things are looking much better for the lads, which is always great to see.
Excellent. And it's all down to your rallying cry on this show, isn't it?
You could say that.
Definitely. And let that be a lesson to you coaches. You come on this show, good things will happen for you. All right. So you're currently in 6th place there at Samford. You've got one round of fixtures to go this weekend.
Yeah, everyone's got the one round to go. I think Virginia and Grange are playing tomorrow night. But I think for the weekend, if you're looking to your fixtures, Grange, Taringa, pretty much a playoff as 2nd place, which will be huge.
And taking on Magic United.
Yeah, we've got Magic. So our aim was pretty much to wreak havoc in the top 4 and take points off people just to add a bit of spice into the mix, and we've certainly done that. If Magic want to make the top 4, they've got to come to Parklands and get 3 points and hope that Lee's North Star slip up. So
yes,
see what happens.
North Star play Caboolture, aren't they?
Yeah, North Star play Caboolture at Caboolture.
Yep.
So North Star are in 4th place on 31 points. Magic United just 1 point behind. So they've got some work to do if they're going to get that 4th spot from here on.
Yeah, we're not going to let them.
Confidence there, eh?
Well, the boys earn the confidence from their performances, really.
It's good.
Ryan, are you signed on for next year yet? Is there?
There'll be an announcement made by the club in the coming days of a new head coach. I'll be sticking at the club, that's for sure. It's a great club, great facilities, great players, great committee. So I'm going to be staying there. But yeah, there's some new faces coming in as well, which hopefully for Samford means that we can have a really good 2022. And then 2023, we're looking, because I think it's the club's 50th year celebration. So hopefully pushing forward in a big 2-3 year plan at the club. So big things to come.
50 years at Samford. Fantastic.
That's it.
We'll hope it goes a bit more successfully than the poor Wolves 100th anniversary push. Paul, I mean, they put so much into that, didn't they? Anyway, back to FQPL2. Sorry,
Lliam, have you got an agenda against Wolves?
Yes. No, I don't.
Let's see in our league next year. See how that goes.
No Wolves. No, I don't. I'm just really, just really sad for them because they put so much effort into their 100-year celebrations. They had some great dinners. They had Simon Hill come up and put a lot of effort into it, and it should have really been a year of celebration, which I'm sure it was to a point. But that's basically my point. Is that I just feel sad for them because they've just had, and they're going to be relegated and have had such a horrible year. And anyway, that's why I'm sad for them, not because I have an agenda.
So we won't let that happen at Samford.
Ryan, there is also a battle for second place with Taringa and Grange Thistle, 1 point difference as well. Grange Thistle playing their catch-up game against Virginia. So if Grange Thistle win that catch-up game, then it's in their hands.
That's it. So, we versed Grange on the weekend, and they're a very good team. And then Virginia, since I've taken over, the only team that have beaten me, and then they got points off Cabo on the weekend, 3-1. Nice little win there for those boys as well. So it'll be an interesting game, actually, I reckon, the Grange-Virginia match.
Yes, and then on the weekend, it's Taringa up against Grange Thistle. So there's that battle for that second spot right there.
Huge.
Yeah.
What's been your overall thoughts on the competition, Ryan? I've been talking to the Gold Coast guys in the show earlier today, and they are confident that their top 4 teams would, possibly with the exception of 1 or 2 teams, but they're confident that they could walk this competition. What's been your experience of the quality of the league?
Look, I've never played at a super duper high level. I play Capital 2 football, so I'm not really coming from a point to say I play quality football. Look, you look at Coomera, they've learnt a lot this year, but they were once deemed a powerhouse of Gold Coast football. So look, who really knows, to be honest? I think it's a very young league. I said that last time, with a lot of young players in the league. It'll take 3 or 4 years before it kind of weeds the weaker teams out, and the teams that should be in that level, find their way into the level. So, and that's the point of a pyramid and a ladder of having teams in certain leagues. So, it's a new league. It's never going to be great. There is learning curves for a lot of the teams involved and for the level of football involved. So it's not as high as it could be, but it could be a lot lower.
Sure. Adam, have you been taking an interest in this competition?
Yeah, look, probably haven't been able to cover the games as much as I'd like to have, but yeah, look, I've actually dubbed it for a while the League of Goals. It seemed to be goals galore, especially at the start of the season, but it looks like it's a fascinating league as far as Caboolture have been dominant throughout. They obviously got the mission, but all of a sudden I'm not sure whether they've just gone, you know what, we're the premiers now, we're just going to, drop points, willy-nilly, because I think they've lost their last 3 or something, or they haven't won their last 3. So I don't know whether, momentum is on their side again. It's a very fascinating competition. I think next year as well, I think it's going to be even more fascinating with the likes of Wolves and Holland Park going down, and also the other way with Albany Creek coming in from that. So I think it's certainly going to be a league to watch next season.
Very definitely, and also Surfers Paradise might be in there as well, depending on how the playoff games go. Bayside, Surfers Paradise. I'd take Surfers Paradise, guys. That's my call. The only difference is that Bayside will go into those playoffs having played more fixtures. Surfers Paradise could possibly lose their semi-final this weekend and then have to wait until those playoff fixtures occur. So that could work against them. All right, let's move on to the MPLW. Now, Adam, you do follow this league, don't you?
Yep. Yes.
All right. So Brisbane Lions, absolutely amazing. All I'm going to say is that Lions TV, or whatever it's called, they interviewed Rob Askew last night and put the question to him, do you have ambitions to coach in the W League? And now this guy, Rob Askew, coach at Lions, formerly coach at the Gap, he is, I haven't done my research, but I can guarantee that he is the winningest coach that there is in Southeast Queensland. He's won more trophies than any other coach. I can't verify it, but I would. No,
I think you are right. We did ask him at grand final last year, and yes, he is. He's got a trophy full, basically a cabinet full.
Exactly. And he was asked last night if he has ambitions to coach in the W League, and he said, "Well, yes, I would like to, but I've never been asked." And
wow,
that any self-respecting women's program in either Queensland or New South Wales or even bloody Perth could not consider this man for a head coaching job. That's all I'm going to say.
I would have thought, well, I had him pegged as probably the favourite to take over after Jake Goodship left Brisbane Roar. And that's no disrespect to Gareth McPherson. He'll do a good job. But I thought maybe he might have even turned that down because obviously what he's doing at Lions would have been helpful. That's an interesting revelation. I didn't know that he had not been approached. So, wow, I'm surprised by that.
Lions have an 11-point lead in this competition by over a stacked Capella Bar side in second place. So we'll leave that there. All right, let's have a look at this weekend's fixtures as we go into the final round. QAS up against GCU, Moreton Bay up against Capella Bar, Sunny Coast Wanderers host South United, and Eastern Suburbs taking on the aforementioned Lions. Let's have a quick look back at the ladder. They're playing for second spot at the moment. Capella Bar in the second place by 1 point over Gold Coast United. So depending on those results, let's have a look. I expect both Capella Bar and Gold Coast to win. So it should just stay in the same place leading into the finals. Let's have a quick look at the FQPL2. A little bit tighter there. Olympic are on top on 38 points. Brisbane City on 35, Western Pride on 34. So that's the top three. Mitchelton in fourth on 23. Well back there. Looking at the fixtures, Mitchelton up against Olympic, Logan Lightning hosting Brisbane City, Southwest Queensland Thunder taking on the Gap, and Virginia United taking on Power. Western Pride had the bye. So just having said that, it doesn't seem quite right.
Well, Lions and Western Pride have got
maybe there's some
the cup final on Friday night.
Yeah, there's the Kappa Cup final on Friday night over at City. So
there we go.
Yeah.
That'll be it. That'll be the reason why. There we go.
Friday night. And look, it's the Western Pride's women's squad first chance at a trophy. So look, yeah, it'll be a tough match for Pride. And Lions, no doubt, will be going in full of confidence with that, of course. But it'd be nice for a bit of silverware for the women to go back to Briggs Road. But that's what I'll be hoping for anyway. Tall
order. Taking on the winningest coach.
No, look, I absolutely.
Winningest coach in South East Queensland.
Yeah.
All right. Look, that's the show, guys. Before we end, I've asked this question on all the other shows. We've got a poll on our page at the moment asking for who is the best referee in South East Queensland. Guys, I'm going to put it to you. Who would you vote for? Ryan, I'll start with you. And I reckon you're going to say your coach, whoever's got your game this weekend, right?
Yeah, let me just quickly check online who's got my game this weekend. Even I got 7 votes in there and I haven't refereed in 2 years, so I don't know what's going on.
It's got to be your players sucking up.
That's right? Why I won't vote for anyone.
We've had Joey Lee a couple of times. I don't mind Joey; he's always good value.
There we go, former host of the show. All right, that's one vote for Joey. What about you, Tony?
I don't know. Honestly,
you love referees.
Mate, I went to... Well, no, I'm not saying anything. No. I'm not voting for it. For the first time in my life, I will not say a thing about referees, okay? I went to a game 2 weeks ago and I reckon Stevie Wonder was refereeing it.
What about you, Lliam? Who's that guy that referee when you see walking out, you go, yeah, we're in for a good game here?
Oh, look, honestly, I don't know any. The only ref I know on first name basis is Joey Lee, and I guess Ryan, but sort of, I guess he's ref. But honestly, I don't know the refs' names. Unlike my offsider in the pit, Ben, who could just name them off, like anything. He's like, oh, him. He's always giving me the inside gossip of who's who, but it just goes way over my head, man. Like refs do sometimes they do a bit of a thankless job. So it's I don't really have any names or anything that one doesn't really stick out to me, So I'm not going to jump in that.
I'm with you, Lliam.
Who gets your vote,
Thank you,
Adam?
Tony.
Look, I'm probably the same. I don't know all the referees by name. If you put their face up, they'll say, yeah, no. Probably Anton. Anton Schettinen, I think. Obviously, he's got the badges and whatnot. But honourable mention my good mate Tony Sarai as well. I think that I'd vote for them. But again, I'm not familiar with all of them. Obviously, and also the women's referees as well. The Casey Rybelts and Lara Lees of the world. Obviously, obviously that's a good thing that they actually can control men's games to a point. But yeah.
Excellent.
We didn't really answer your question, did we, Darren?
Well, you did. We
some
don't
of us are on the wall. Some of us don't know who they are. Some of us don't care.
We don't know who they are, so we're not going to vote. Fair enough.
But having said that, then maybe that's something that perhaps we as the SEQFC can maybe do something about. Because I'm sure I wouldn't be the only one. Maybe next season we could do something with a ref. Either on the show or have a who are you type thing on the page. I don't know. What do you think?
On the note of SEQ referees, I'm going to sneak in here. What about Jared Gillette getting his first EPL appointment? He's a Brisbane lad.
Yeah.
That's great news.
Yeah.
I know Jared Gillette. He can get my vote of the year for the Brisbane referee.
He was nominated, actually, but I deleted it.
You deleted my nomination too, so...
It's funny that you mention him because the name that sort of made... The referee that made my name as the work that I was doing for Football Brisbane was that Logan Mitchelton game, and the referee for that game was Jared Gillette, and I thought he did a horrible job in that game. Didn't control it. The whole reason why 2 players got sent off in ambulances was because he just let it all go, and had he been a little bit firmer at the start of the game, it may not have occurred, but it did happen. Sam Safe said his thing, and the rest is history. But you guys all know what I'm talking about, right?
I remember that game well, yeah.
I missed the coaches' interviews.
Yeah, they were fun. Now, there is one more thing I want to mention before we finish up. While I've got you here, Adam, and Lliam as well. Brisbane Roar played a friendly against Western Pride during the week. Is that right?
Yes. Yeah, Tuesday night. It wasn't advertised. It was just yeah. They didn't. The club had an agreement with Raw. It was just going to be just a close friendly, pre-season game. Yeah. Yep.
Now it's been brought to my attention today that occurred, and the question was asked: why are these matches being played behind closed doors? Why aren't the clubs being given the opportunity to open their canteen, invite their members to the games, and actually make some money out of it? Because at the moment, all they're doing is risking injuring their players by playing these friendlies. Adam, what's your take?
I don't know if I could match your rant at the top of the show, but yeah, look, I'm the generation of Raw fans that that lived through the Ange Postecoglou road shows, and I absolutely agree with you that I think that the lifeblood of these clubs is that to be able to host a club like Brisbane Roar, a professional club, where you'll get 2-3 times your normal crowd at any time of year other than say grand final, and you deny the clubs that by all these these behind the scenes games, and obviously, and I understand from a football point of view why you do that, but you'd think that by now, especially with the Raw, who's probably not the most sometimes not the most popular side as far as their fan engagement or need that fan engagement, you would think that the cloak and dagger stuff and keeping everything behind closed doors, and you would have thought that there would be a need to actually get out there and support the local clubs, which is something that I think from the professional side has been sort of lacking. Yes, they do. The individual players go out and they do their signings and whatnot for the kids and all that. But the Roar's more than just looking after the kids. It's about the fans, the ones that actually pay their season tickets every year, and be able to actually bring them to their local club. And even if the score is 15-0, it doesn't matter. It's about having the Roar at your club. And and drawing that revenue from that. And I think for the last number of years, they have really failed to do that. And then they wonder why there's a backlash against them. They wonder why their crowd tends are falling, and that the interest in the club is waning. It's because maybe they're actually ignoring the people, the grassroots, that might actually get behind the Roar if the Roar got behind them. So that view probably will not make me a very popular person at Raw HQ tomorrow. But look, I believe that for years, and it's not just this coach. Like I don't. It's nothing personal, Warren, because it was Robbie Fowler beforehand and coaches before him. But I think as a club, they need to really look at looking after all aspects of the game, not in this city, not just the kids or the corporates.
I'm going to come at it from a bit of a different perspective. My thoughts in it is like, yeah, sure, absolutely. Raw at pre-season have an opportunity there to go out to the community. They have an opportunity to go out and play pre-season games with clubs and invite all in, come on in, all invited, which they've done. I think they did it up at Mackay, didn't they? And they did it at in the Wide Bay area.
Harvey Bay,
yeah. So. Maybe they should play another couple, maybe pre-season games in here and have it open. But I think playing it behind closed doors, I think that gives them a real opportunity to be able to actually play the way that they intend to broaden their style of play and to try things out without the gazing eyes of people in the crowd. It allows them opportunities to have players come on. Players can't be watched and worked out before the season starts. I think they don't want to give away too much of their playing style before a season starts. So I'm not saying all games behind closed doors, but there has to be an opportunity for the club to have a proper hit out with any potential play, like combinations and plays, to be able to try that without being spied on. So that's kind of where I'm spied. I don't know, but you know what I mean. It gives an opportunity to be able to try things without knowing that someone's not having a prying eye on them.
For sure, and I should also add that Newcastle have been doing their trial games behind closed doors as well.
Yeah. So look, a little bit of column A and a little bit of column B for me. They have to mix it up. They have to not show too much before the season, but at the same time, there's an opportunity there. I think they were at nights earlier in the week, or like on the Friday night. I don't know. They were at the Knights clubhouse doing, because I remember seeing in the local paper there was some signings and that going on at the Knights clubhouse. So I'm not sure whether they trained, they just had a training session there or something. But yeah, so
I think it was just Alex Parsons and Cyrus Demi that were.
Oh, was it? Was only a couple of players, was it?
Yeah, I think it's a sign, but I just hope that they don't think that by the Raw, by the young Raw playing in the MPL, that's the offset for the community, for not going out in the community, in pre-season. I just hope they don't think that, because if they are, I think they're seriously mistaken, because as good as that side is, it's still not the A-League side. Yeah.
Oh no, it was a full strength squad that played the first half. On
the behind closed doors, absolutely.
Behind closed doors, yeah. Ryan, you're a coach. If you had the opportunity to play pre-season games in that situation, what would your tack be?
Of course, it's always good to get the premier club down to your clubs and advertising it for your community, especially like if I think about it from the Samford point of view.
Yeah,
Samford is a community. It's a village out there. It'd be great advertising to get the locals involved, and on top of that as well, we think of it from a business point of view, and it'd be great because we've got so many local businesses there. All of a sudden, they'd want to throw money behind the club as well, and then Brisbane Roar leave a footprint for Samford Rangers, for example, to say, hey, look what we've done for this local community club. And then all of a sudden, all the juniors and, parents there go, wow, Brisbane Roar so good. Look what they did for my local club, and then they might go and watch the games, watch Brisbane Roar. So it could, help Brisbane Roar from that side of point of view as well.
Yeah. The crowd Tuesday night, it was okay. It's probably a little bit more than what they'd get there on a usual night. I know that there was a lineup for the canteen and that as well. So the club members were invited along as well. It wasn't
Okay.
Yeah. It wasn't closed to the point where no one could show up. There wasn't an extended invite out to the clubbies and their immediate families.
Tony, I'll give you the final word on this one.
I've never followed the Roar in a very big way, right from day one. But I would rather go and watch the Roar play at Goodwin Park or wherever with 3,000 or 4,000 people watching and putting some money into those poor clubs that are struggling through lockdowns and certain amount of people going in than them playing behind closed doors. What do they have to hide? It's not as though there's blokes from Melbourne City down here filming their games and things like that.
Is it not? Would there not be?
No, mate, Melbourne are in lockdown. Nobody can come up. And no one from Sydney can come up either. So Mrs. Palager has locked them all out. So there's no one here.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think the club has it probably would want to hold some cards close to its chest.
But hang on, they train on the Gold Coast. They play at Redcliffe. They call themselves the Brisbane Roar. Well, put something back into Brisbane.
Yeah.
Instead of becoming or change your name to the Brisbane Nomads and just go wherever you want.
I think for my part as well, I think it's more the optics of it all. Like I do agree that the need for privacy and all that. I'd be the first one to say that they shouldn't have to conduct every training session in the public gaze and all that. But to do nothing either other than go up to Harvey Bay, which was probably bought and paid for by the Fraser Coast Regional Council, to do nothing else or seem to do nothing else so far announced it, that's where I have the issue. But I get that they need to have their private sessions, but they also need to do more on the fan engagement side of things. So I'm sort of in the middle. So I agree with what Liam's saying. That you want to have that privacy, but they don't do enough to balance it out either.
No, I think they can do much more in the community than what they do. But I mean, you hardly ever see any news reports. I mean, we're in the middle of pre-season, and there's no player announcements or any player involvement interviews or anything. It's just they can do much more. I don't know what the club can do further. I mean, whether how they engage that. Maybe they've got a thing with Channel 10 now. Maybe there's certain things they can and can't do. I don't know. But certainly it's always been the case that the A-League, the only A-League club in Brisbane, very, very rarely gets a run on media.
Well, there's this Facebook page, guys, called Southeast Queensland Football Community. It's got 15,000 members and can tap into all these people that absolutely love football in this area. So all I can say is I've reached out to them in the past. We've tried to organise a few things. It's been good intentions. Nothing's quite come off. Maybe this year we can get something happening.
Don't hold your breath.
All right, guys. That's the show. Thank you very much for your time this evening. Ryan Mooney from Samford Rangers, thank you.
No worries. Thanks for having me.
Good stuff. Tony and Lliam, thank you as per usual.
No worries. Thank you.
And Adam Pace, who, of course, does the Raw review. Check him out on the Sunday night. You do post on the page, don't you?
Yes, I do. And thanks to you for allowing us to do that. Thanks for having me on the show. And thanks, guys.
Thanks, Adam.
He does a much better job than us, so go and check it out.
That.
That's the show. Finals are coming. We'll see you next week. And remember, I love you. I love your club. See ya.